Hey all, it's your Numerical Lion, Dan here. It's been a while since my last video, but I thought I'd look into the world of sports, the world of rigged sports, and look at this game here. I actually bet some money on this game. I bet that the Wizards would win. Unfortunately, they didn't. They're ahead 110 to 109 with 12 seconds left. And then apparently Jason Tatum scored on a layup, and the Wizards had one last chance but couldn't do it. So anyway, Tatum scores 31, rallies Celtics past Wizards 111 to 110. And I'll show you 31 and 11. So 31, if you type in 31, you find out that it's the 11th prime number. And if you look at the score here, Washington had 110 points, or 11, and Boston had an 11. This is on February 28th, the last day of February, and I'll get into that. 59 and 30 play a part. So let's read the article here. Jason Tatum made two twisting driving buckets in the final 15 seconds and finished with 31 points Sunday night, leading the Boston Celtics to a 111-110 comeback victory over the Washington Wizards, despite Bradley Beal's 46 points. So they go on to say that the Wizards led 110 to 105. Now, if you notice, 105 is like 115, right? And so basically they gave up 6 points in 47 seconds. So Beal scored on a basket, 110 to 105. 105 is 15. 47 seconds left. 47 seconds left. 47, a prime number, big foundational number for this gang. 47, the 15th prime. So it's funny that they should say 47-15 in the same paragraph, right? And we said that the Celtics had 105 points, or 15, right? And interesting, 11 and 5 have a connection. 11 and 5. 11 is the 5th prime number. 11, the 5th prime number, so those numbers go together. So then Washington then turned the ball over, and here's what Tatum said. He said, I think it's just a feel for the game. And if you put that in the calculator, which I did, you find it equals 127, which is a prime number. And it's also, funny enough, I'll tell you about that later. 127, the 31st prime, he had 31 points in the game, right? And then the reason I thought the Wizards were going to win was because of this. Washington Wizards were at 117 wins head-to-head. And notice they played a total of 310 regular season games. 310 or 31, right? Interesting, too, is that Bradley, the two central characters in this, Bradley Beal and Bradley Stevens, both equal 31 and also 122, and I'll show you that. Why that's interesting later on. So anyway, the Wizards had sitting on 117 wins. So I said, well, gee, if they win one more game, they'll have 118 wins, and Celtics equals 118. Now, there are other things that I didn't decode anything else, really. I just thought the Wizards were hot, and I'd go with the Wizards, so I put down a little bet on the Wizards. So Celtics also equals 71, and that's interesting because this was on a day with 71 numerology. It's also on a day with 35 numerology. You know, Celtics 71 and 35. Also, if you look at Bradley Kent Stevens, born October 22nd, 1976, right? Most of the world writes his birthday as 22/10 or 22/1. 221, Bradley Kent Stevens. Guess what Bradley Kent Stevens equals? If you said 221, you are correct. 221. Bradley equals 122, right? How many points did they score in this game? A total of 221, right? 110 plus 111 is 221. Isn't that fascinating? So let's look at Scott Brooks, because this is the next 221. Scott William Brooks, born on July 31st, 1965. He's 55 years old right now, July 31st. And he's 5'11". Notice that? That's always interesting. 11, the fifth prime. We were talking about 11 before. So anyway, so from his birthday to this game is 212 days, kind of a shuffling of 221, right? It's a shuffling of it. So why is that interesting? 212. Well, Scott Brooks happens to be born, see if I can find it here. Scott Brooks happens to be born on the 212th day of the year, and it's 212 days from his last birthday to this game. That's pretty amazing. If you include the end date, you get 30 weeks, 3 days, or 33, right? Now, if you go the other way to his next birthday, which would be his 56, it's 153 days. Now, the funny thing is that he was born on July 31st, the 212th day, with 153 remaining. That's some fascinating stuff, right? Notice Brad Stevens. We were talking about 31 before and 127. The thing that Jason Tatum said equaled 127. His birth numerology is 127. 127, the 31st prime. And then his birth numerology, 122 or 221, right? Also born with 59 numerology. This was the 59th day of the year. And we're looking at Jason Tatum and Brad. So let's look at Bradley Stevens, or Brad. This was a battle of the Brads. Brad Stevens and Bradley Beal. So Brad Stevens is 129. And that's interesting because from his birthday, his last birthday to this game, is 129 days. Wow. Right? Interesting. I didn't see these alignments before, but I was like, wow, this is really interesting stuff. Very interesting. And then if you look at the big ball players for both teams, Jason, you got the 33, right? He was born on March 3rd. Jason Tatum. March 3rd, or 3/3, right? 3/3. And then his full name, Jason Tatum, is also 33. And of course, 42. That number stamped on black people. And Tatum is 33, also 60. And this word, hateful word, equals 60 and 42 and 30. This is a day with 30 numerology as well, right? 2 plus 28 is 30. The 59th day, we're talking about Negro, related to that word. 59. The Celtics were going for their 17th win, 59, the 17th prime. I should have seen this, but I didn't. Right? Negro and basketball, both 22, as I recall. Made to play basketball. Basketball also 31. He scored 31 points in the game. Right? Jason Tatum, 22 years old right now. Let's look more at Jason Tatum. So check this out. I saw this. This just happened on November 22nd, right? A day with 33 numerology, 11 plus 22. Tatum and the Celtics agreed to a rookie minimum extension of 5 years worth 195 million. 195 million. He signs with the Boston Celtics, right? Boston, also 31, right? Boston Celtics, 195. So going back to this, I was like, they could make their 194th win. I thought, that could go with them yet. So their next game, they can get their 195th win. So that, I think, I don't know who they're going up against, but. And then you got Bradley Beal, another 42. Bradley Beal, 42, right? And 66 with the 33 combination. So this was another little bit of a shaming. Beal comes up short. Tatum, so the other 42 and 33 connection comes through. So Tatum born on 3-3. So there's one other thing I wanted to look at, this 236. So from this game to Brad Stevens' next birthday is 236 days. So let's look at his next birthday, October 22nd, coming up, is 236 days. And Scott Brooks, his full name, guess what it equals? It equals 236, right? And here's the 11-5 relationship. Scott Brooks, Scott William Brooks, Scott Brooks, Brooks 35 like Celtics, and also Brooks' relationship to Wizards, 37. Brooks 37 as well. See there. So anyway, and then I looked at the ESPN and I noticed, I don't know if you could see this. Let's zoom it in a little bit more. I should wrap this up soon. Boston scores 33 points in the first quarter. 33. Right? Jason Tatum scored 33 points in the game. And look at their shooting percentages. They shot 47% from the field. They made 42. I mean, I can't believe this. First time I've seen this. They made 42 field goals. And they shot 47%, made 33% from threes. And out of 30, right? 30, the N-word. And then, you have Jason and Tatum, both 33. And Boston Celtics, 66. Right? So, yeah, Boston Celtics, 66. Just like Bradley Beal, 33, obviously related to 66. So then, I was looking at their time, how far apart they were. Of course, he was born on 31/7, which is 317, the 66th prime, right? 221 is not a prime number. So anyway, some similarities here. I think we already did this, but you get it. Jason Tatum went to Duke. This guy's just been balling since the age of 3, he says. Born on March 3rd. LeBron James said something he was destined for stardom or something. So anyway, that does it for the video. I think I covered everything. So to make a long story short, do a little homework before you place a bet. This was just me just placing a bet, deciding to go with it. March 3rd as well leaves 303 days left in the year, or 33, right? And this was 3 days from his birthday, or 4 days. Actually, if you include, 3 days. So there's that. All right, thanks so much for watching, and thank you all. Talk to you later.